Okay, welcome to Taking Action. I'm Chris Colombo, Anthony Conover. Last week was okay.
Yeah, okay.
On the show, we went 2 for 3, and Juice Reel stood up.
Yeah, Juice Reel stood up. Last week of the regular season. To the playoffs we go.
To the playoffs we go. We'll be back in a moment. Okay, welcome back to Taking Action. I'm Chris Colombo, Anthony Conover. Let's get started. How are you?
Oh, you know what I'm doing? Just swell
It's
over here.
freezing outside.
It's disgustingly cold outside.
It's
But
very cold.
hey, we're
What is
inside.
disgustingly cold?
What it is outside right now?
It's disgustingly cold.
Yes,
Disgusts you.
it's like 28, but
Yeah, with
That-
the wind chill
no.
factor, it's like 12.
yeah, at best.
At best.
At best. So yeah, last week of the regular season was week 18. So definitely don't have to go through everything. Not everything was super important. We'll get to maybe some of the coach firings at the end, see how we feel about everything. But some games that were kind of important to start off with. That was the Browns at the Ravens. Ravens 35-10 victory. Lamar with another good game. Derrick Henry looked unbelievable. Ravens secured the division with this win, so they are the official 3 seed in the playoffs. So a good win out of them. Browns bad season, 3-14, but hey, we go on from there. The Bengals at the Steelers. Bengals with a 19-7 victory here, snuck one out. So at the time, it
19
did.
to 17.
Yeah, 19-17.
Please, it's
19-17's kept their playoff hopes alive going into Sunday, but as we will later find out, that
I
clearly
would
did
like
not
to see
happen.
the Bengals there.
I was rooting for them. I just think the Bengals in the playoffs is
There's a lot
better.
of teams that play a hell of a lot worse, didn't try as hard. It didn't get nipped in as many games.
Yeah, no, the Bengals had a few games this year that if just one thing goes their way, they're easily in the
Or-
playoffs.
If everything doesn't go against them.
Yeah, I mean, missing field goals in overtime. Chiefs hit a field goal, walk it off. Just bad luck for them, I guess. But next year, hopefully they'll be in.
Joe Burrow's had one hell of a season.
He was him and Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase, led the NFL in receptions, touchdowns, and receiving yards. Burrow had the most passing yards, I think, and the most touchdowns. So just great stuff out of the both of them. All right. Those 2 games will go into Sunday. A game that was important for the Falcons to begin with. The Panthers beat them though, 44-38 in
They are
overtime.
terrible, those Falcons.
Yeah, the Falcons. Yeah, they were disappointed.
terrible.
They were disappointed. But I will say,
Robinson played good.
Bijan Robinson is unbelievable. 28 carries, 170 yards, 3 touchdowns. Unbelievable.
They should start looking for a quarterback.
Well, that's what they're hoping Michael Penix Jr. is. They drafted him, which was a surprise in the draft this year. But he took over for Kirk Cousins the last few games of the season.
Thank God.
Played pretty well. But Bryce Young has really played well. He had 5 touchdowns in this game. Unbelievable.
It's a good quarterback.
Listen, he got benched for Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton got hurt, and then he came back in and played unbelievable.
Really good.
The Commanders at the Cowboys, 23-19 there. That game didn't mean anything too crazy. I think some seeding was on the line, but
Nothing significant.
Yeah, nothing significant. The Commanders were already in. Cowboys were already out. Bears at the Packers. Bears 24-22 victory in that one. Another one that was played mainly for seeding, but both teams were, already figured out where they were going to be. But I will say in this, Jordan Love got a little bit banged up. I don't believe he played in the second half of the game because it was his hand that got injured. So. Listen, they're playing the Eagles.
Hand?
I do believe it was his throwing hand. So obviously that's something you got to watch out for as they're about to play the Eagles in the first round of the wild card. So be on the lookout for that. See how he bounces back from
Let's
it.
give him a hand.
He could use one.
Or 2.
The Texans at the Titans, something that just definitely didn't mean anything. Texans 23-14 victory in that one. Congrats to them. Titans get the number 1 overall pick. The Jaguars and Colts, another nothing game. Colts 26-23. Colts definitely a disappointment of a season. Jaguars for sure a disappointment of a season. A game that was a disappointment to me on personal levels.
Don't tell me the Patriots. I picked the Patriots because I knew what they were going to do.
Yeah, Bills Patriots.
That was one of my winners.
Patriots got a 23-16 victory in that. Listen, as a Patriot fan, I was praying for a loss as I wanted them to get the number 1 overall pick.
The only team stupider than the Patriots were the Giants.
Yes, the Giants ruined their chances at the number 1 pick last week, and the Patriots did it this week. Great job, fellas.
You know, as a fan and watching, the same way when you know you're locked in to go to the playoffs and the number 1 seed and home field advantage and yada, 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 there's nothing, you seat your whole team, your fans don't get upset.
No, not even.
No.
Fans were booing when the Patriots scored, and the game was at home.
A lot of them came there to celebrate the fact that they're getting a number 1 pick. And number 1 picks are like gold for other teams that are trying to fill in places. I mean, they got their quarterback, I think the Patriots, correct? Yes. Okay, so now do you know what you could get with a number 1 pick?
Oh, yeah. You hold that baby for ransom, especially for a team that needs a quarterback.
Especially it's going to be a good year in the draft. There's a lot of talent coming in. But let's move forward past that. It was the stupidest thing I've seen since the Giants did it. I believe you should go out and try to win every game you can, but why would you win a game? It's like, let's win one to lose next year.
Basically.
Yeah.
Giants and the Eagles 20-13 victory in that. They sat Saquon Barkley in this game. I hated that decision. I don't think he was too thrilled with it either.
No.
He had the chance at the NFL rushing record.
You know, I don't mean to cut you off, but the fact is he had the shot at the NFL one. I think he should have been entitled to it because he does deserve the glory, the money, the merchandising, you name it, the endorsements, the jerseys, and to write his name in history books.
I mean, not only that, how many times are you going to get close to being able to break that record? That's a once in a season.
I thought that was wrong, but however, let's say he would have got hurt.
That is the main point.
That's the other side of it. But football is thinking about the team.
Yeah.
And they are in the playoffs. So if he would have got hurt, it would have hurt the team, but I think they should have let it be his call.
I tend to agree with you on that for sure.
I mean, they bend in ways for players I see that are ridiculous.
Aaron Rodgers.
I still like Aaron Rodgers. I think he's a talented quarterback. I just don't know what's wrong with him. He's probably one of the best quarterbacks to take the field.
Oh, absolutely. Talent-wise?
Attitude-wise and emotion, I think he shoots himself in the foot.
I would agree.
All right, go ahead. I just want to remind Patriot fans that it's one of the teams I do like to watch because of its history. And that was a terrible thing they did. And Saquon, as far as I'm concerned, you would have broke those records.
Probably.
And that was a good team to do it against.
His former team.
Yeah. I mean, that insult to injury.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The Saints at the Buccaneers. This game meant a lot for the Bucs. So they needed to win this game, and they would have made the playoffs, and they obviously did. 27-19 for the Bucs. They get the victory in that one. No cover on it. Buccaneers make the playoffs with that one, and the feel-good moment all the way at the end. Mike Evans gets his 11th straight, I believe, 1,000-yard season. The game was won, but they gave him the record anyway. So good on the Buccaneers, and he got $3 million in incentives.
Yeah, that was nice.
And then this is the reason the Bengals are not in the playoffs. The Chiefs at the Broncos. The Chiefs arrested everybody, but they didn't even attempt in this game. 38-0, the Broncos beat them. So that eliminated the Bengals from the playoffs. With that win, the Broncos made the playoffs. I
don't think the Chiefs wanted to see the Bengals in the playoffs.
I don't think they did either. No. Would have been great for us because the first round matchup would have been the Bills and the Bengals in the wild card, and that would have been a hell of a game. But hey, Chiefs sat everybody, and the Broncos certainly took advantage of it.
I think it worked out good for Bill fans.
Yeah, it definitely worked for Bills fans. I'm sure they're happy playing the Broncos, not the Bengals. Although, hey, listen, always a risky thing. Any given Sunday, I guess. The Chargers at the Raiders. 34-20 victory in that one.
What I want to know is how did the Raiders manage to muster up 20 points?
That, you know what?
That's tough.
That is a good question.
That's a victory.
Yeah, that's their Super Bowl. It was the last game of the season.
I think they fired the coach, right?
They did fire their coach. Keeping the GM, though. Keeping the GM.
I don't know how they do that either.
It's definitely a little strange because usually they're a package deal. But, hey, Raiders
they should have fired the GM, too. Not everything is the coach's fault. It's what he had to work with, too. And that's the GM that did it.
And the Raiders had absolutely nothing to work with.
I don't think he's a bad coach. He just dealt a bad hand.
Yeah, bad hand for sure. Seahawks had the Rams. This game didn't really mean too much. The Rams had everything locked up. Seahawks did get the victory 30-25, though. And they end the season on a little bit of their high note. Dolphins at the Jets. Jets 32-20 in that one. Aaron Rodgers ends his
4 touchdowns or 5?
He had 4 touchdowns in this game. Aaron Rodgers 26-36, 274, 4 touchdowns. Dolphins were a team that was on the bubble, but you know they needed to win this game and have the Broncos I needed the Broncos to lose. So obviously with the Broncos winning anyway, it didn't really matter, but they lost the game as it is anyway. A bad end to the season for a bad season for the 49ers. Cardinals beat them 47-24. Definitely a big one in that. Obviously, this game didn't really mean anything. Both teams had already been eliminated, but a large victory for the Cardinals. Maybe they feel good about themselves going into next year. And then the game
repeat that. Feel good for themselves?
Yeah, they feel good about themselves going into next year. Got a big win to end the season. Some positivity end the year. The Lions and the Vikings, that was the big game that we were all looking forward to. And it did not deliver. At least the Vikings did not deliver their part.
But the pick was.
Oh, yeah, no, the main pick. Shout out the Juice Reel, 31-9. Lions certainly covered that 2.5, I will say, in this game. And
I love that game.
Yeah, no, this was, just a great performance.
And the Vikings are no joke.
No, the Vikings aren't a joke. I mean, listen, they ended the regular season 14-3, and they're going to be a wild card team, which is crazy. I think that's the best record by a wild card team of all time. I think previously it was 13 wins, had the record. So setting new records on that one. But Goff, Goff didn't even play exceptional, but Jahmyr Gibbs certainly did. 23 carries, 139 yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground, and also had a receiving touchdown as well. So a great game out of him. I mean, the Lions are injured all over on defense, and they still just continuously find ways to win games.
They found ways to win that game on defense.
Yeah. The Vikings had 12 goal-to-go plays and did not score 1 touchdown.
Right.
3 field goals.
They held them on eight plays in the end zone and goal.
Back-to-back possessions.
No. They got a what do you call it? A penalty, and they got another 4 downs.
Oh yeah. So great win by the Lions. They earned that number 1 overall seed, so they'll get the bye. Obviously in the AFC, the Chiefs get the bye, and welcome to Wildcard weekend.
All right, are we ready?
We are ready.
Okay, on Saturday we got the Texans. The Chargers at the Texans laying 3, went to 2.5, and opened at 3. 42.5. I like the Texans plus the points. And I also like the Texans out right there. What do you think, Ant?
I would agree on that. Home team underdog like you always love.
Okay, Steelers at Ravens. Opened 8.5, went to 9.5, 43.5. You could throw totals out the window for the playoffs because who knows? Okay, because they do different things at different times. It's not going to be the same consistency. I think the Ravens should run all over the Steelers, but I'm never laying 9.5.
Yeah, no. 9.5 is too many points. Division game and a playoff game as it is. But Steelers have definitely been on the struggle bus recently.
Broncos at the Bills. Bills opened 7.5, went to 8.5. 47.5 is the total. I don't need to tell you about Josh Allen at home. I don't know about 8.5. That's a lot of wood. However, I do believe the Bills are going to blow them out, and I do believe the Ravens are going to blow them out. I just can't tell you to lay it.
Fair enough.
All right? I mean, blow them out.
Yeah.
Okay, Packers at Eagles. Eagles open 3.5, went to 4.5. Is that 45.5 is the total? Yep. Yeah, because we had to rewrite this time. We left it in the restaurant because we go over it before we come in. But I think I might have ate it. So anyway, I ate my
Not the
words.
tiramisu,
I ate my words. Not something was frozen. I like the Packers there. What do you think, Ant?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely looking out for how Jordan Love is with that hand injury, like I mentioned before. But with the points, I'm
okay. Commanders at Buccaneers. Buccaneers open 2.5, move to 3, 50.5 is the total. I do believe that's going to be a high scoring game, or it could be another one of those 6-3s. I hope not.
No, nothing.
Nothing
will be a 6-3.
Ever happened to us. Okay. I think that the Buccaneers have done a fantastic job all year long. I think they came past their injuries with their receivers. But I'm going to tell you something. I think the Commanders are going to take that game outright. What's your thoughts?
You know what? Jaden Daniels is probably going to finish 1 or 2 in the Rookie of the Year. Great wide receiver in Terry McLaurin. Great running game. I like the Commanders a lot.
Did I mention I like the Texans?
Yes, you did. Outright and with the
And I have to tell you this, honestly. I never thought I'd hear myself say those words. Okay. And then we got the last one. Vikings at Rams. Vikings opened up 2. Moved to 1.5 at Rams. 47.5 is the total. Okay, I love the Vikings there. Laying the 1.5. I don't usually go against home team underdog, but in this situation, I think it's necessary. I think the Vikings got punched in the face on national TV.
Yes, they did.
I think the Rams are going to try and duplicate what
the Lions did.
What the Lions did to Darnold, because he's not a dumb coach. The coach of the Rams is a very good coach. But I think they will have an answer for the Rams that they didn't have for the
Lions.
The Lions. I love the Lions in that game. Everybody said they went without a defense. Their defensive coordinator still has pros, and he moved them around that field to who they're going to play. That was one of the reasons I like Detroit. It's not that they didn't. They found a way to play without a defense. They found a way to make a defense play for them.
Alan Glenn is going to get a lot of head coaching interviews. I'll tell you that.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe more than Buddy Ryan did. So, well, because what he did defensively there, but what he had to work with, the guy's pretty much of a genius. I love the Vikings in that game. I can't stress it enough. Even though I like the quarterback for the Rams very, very much. And let's see what happens.
I'm excited. The playoffs are here.
Yes.
Can't believe the season was that fast, but
yeah, it flew by. Time flies when you're coming out of a hole, and I think we've been out, right?
We've
been out, and if things go the way I planned on the juice wheel this week, we'll be way ahead.
All right.
Okay, that's anything you want to say?
No, I listen. It was a long season for us. Playoffs are here, and
I have never seen a season with so many mishaps or stupid calls by coaches.
No,
I've seen, and there wasn't that many bad calls by refs.
No, I mean, obviously there's always going to be a few, but I wouldn't say that the refereeing was bad at all.
It wasn't bad. But let me tell you something.
Bonehead decisions.
The worst I've seen for imbecile decisions and mishaps like I've never seen in my life.
I mean, you got the best kickers missing things. You got people running into
4 in a row, one from 25 yards.
You got people running into punts and costing.
On a punt return, the second time it only happened in football.
That is to this very second the most frustrated I've ever been watching a football game.
Yes. Frustrated. Very frustrated.
That was unbelievable to me.
However, though, if I would have stuck with my initial instinct, I think I would have had a better season than last year.
Yeah.
But we're going to get better as we do.
You grow from everything.
Nah, I got to do it the way I do it. What else? Anything else we need to discuss?
I believe that's about it. I mean, obviously there were some coach firings. We went over a couple of them.
They should have fired that coach for the Patriots. They should have fired the GM.
I told you about this.
The owner should jump off a building.
I asked you about this when we were talking before. I wonder if the Patriot head coach knew he was getting fired and decided to stick it to the Patriots by winning the game and costing them the first pick.
Nah. That wasn't at all. Because if he does that and he wants to coach again in football,
sure.
I mean, nobody wants a guy that sabotages his team. He sabotaged his team to win, so the seasons after that are worse, so he could go out and look for a job. No, I doubt it. I think what he might have done is show that he could coach under these circumstances, and I think he's a rah-rah guy that will play to the end.
It is a little bit unfair to him anyway. I mean, I don't know how you get fired. The team wasn't expected to do anything this year anyway.
Well, I think he got fired because he won. I think they were expecting to get a first-round draft pick. That's what they were expecting.
The number 1 overall pick, gone like that.
Overall, not just first-round draft pick.
Yeah, that was for the first pick in the draft.
Right, the first pick in the draft. Top tier, first person picked. Do you know how big that is? And the Giants just handed it off to them.
Yes, they did.
And they said, "Here, take the first round draft pick." And they says, "We don't want it." If there's 2 dumb teams in the NFL, it's those 2. I think they should take their franchise away personally.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
Let's bring them back to New York like they belong.
Patriots?
Bring them here too.
I mean, hey, it'd make it easier for me to go to games. I'm not mad at it.
We got the Jersey Jets and the Jersey Giants, and we drive to New Jersey to watch them. They get the taxes, and everybody says they're in New York. And New Jersey doesn't even complain about it because they're robbing our money.
Go Bills.
Yeah, go Bills. I'm actually excited for the Bills as a fan, which I never try to be. But I believe the Bills have a shot this year.
You want to make a Super Bowl prediction? That's always fun.
Well,
I got
what my
Lions.
prediction is?
I got Lions,
Bills and Detroit.
That's what I got. Perfect. That's
Well, I
what
better change it quickly because you see it. I agree with you.
I feel like if it's the Lions, Bills, America wins. I feel like that's what everybody.
I feel if it's Lions, Bills, it's the teams that tried the hardest
Well,
that have
that
never
too.
won a Super Bowl.
That too, but I feel like it'll be a
I'd
feel
like
good
to see
Super
some
Bowl.
new blood in there.
Yeah, no. If I see the Chiefs again, I'm going to cry. Be a little upset.
I don't know. I think you're going to see the Chiefs.
I
Again.
can't do it again.
Well, who do you think is going to beat them?
The Bills.
I think the Bills could beat them too.
I mean, they beat them earlier this year, so
I think the Bills could beat them too. I think Josh. Remember, I want to go back to the season when you said the window was closed on the Bills. And what did I say?
Hey, listen.
What did I say? I don't
You're
want to rub
wrong.
it in. What did I say?
No, I don't want to rub it in. He says.
What did I say?
I know that I was still open.
I'm wide open. I said I believe that you said Josh Allen and that team is finished. I think they had their opportunity.
I said the team, not Josh Allen. Josh Allen, I have nothing but faith in. I just didn't think they had the talent around him.
Okay, let me just say this. I've never seen a team rally together and Josh Allen play so hard, but he does anyway, but especially this year. Not only does he run the ball, he puts his head down to get an extra yard or inches.
He's
doing flips again.
He's a more agile Big Ben.
Much more.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying.
Big Ben was never the same after the motorcycle accident. He was better before that. I mean, not that he wasn't good after that, but he was better before it. He hurt himself, was in a coma. Thank God he came back. But,
That's crazy.
But Big Ben does it, but Big Ben is big. Josh Allen is not big.
What do you mean? Josh Allen's
As big as Ben?
Well, I don't think anybody was as big as Ben.
Right.
That's
That's
why
what
he's
I'm
more
trying to say.
agile, though.
They say he was fragile. Big Ben was big.
No, I said agile, not fragile.
Oh, I think Josh Allen's more agile than Big Ben.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think he's as big as Ben.
No, I mean, that man was a unit out there on the field.
The only guy as big as Ben is Henry.
Derrick Henry is
Yeah, but he doesn't have Derrick Henry's speed and coordination.
the king.
I think it was a pleasure to watch Derrick Henry play this year. Those are our picks. Anthony, got anything else to say? I mean, we're 23 minutes in. This is a really short show.
Hey, well, there's not too much to discuss with the wild card. There's only 6 games. So,
Well, how many did you want?
hey, listen, I'm always sad when football ends. I could always watch. Football's the only.
Well, I'm
Football's
going to tell you
only,
this. If Canada becomes a state,
no,
you
I
might
can't.
see football all year round.
I can't do the CFL. Rules don't make sense.
They'll merge into the NFL. Because
Oh,
become
all
a
right.
state.
Then I can do it.
Yeah.
Then I can do it.
Yeah,
'cause
there's no way
the
to
rules
do-
make.
Absolutely
I
no
gotta
sense.
learn new rules. Then they can like run forward before the ball snapped, and isn't it the field goal in the front?
I couldn't live with football all the year round because it's a tough sport on the players. But I could actually do 2 more months.
So you like the summer league stuff or the spring league?
No, football's not a hot weather sport.
So you don't watch the XFL?
Oh, that's horrible. But I wouldn't mind it went through January and through February. That's fair enough to say.
Yeah. I think they're going to end up adding another game pretty soon anyway. I really do.
I think they're gonna add more teams.
that I can see too.
Yeah.
I really do wonder if they're going to try and do international teams.
No, I just think they're after the merchandising.
Because there's been a lot of talk about putting a team in London, and I just don't understand how that logistically is going to work.
Not only that, football players are big. Did you ever see the size of apartments in London?
And they don't even have central air.
Yeah, they don't.
I know. It's terrible.
How'd you know that?
I know a girl that lives in England. I used to work with her.
Really?
Shout out Hannah.
Yeah, that's sweaty Hannah.
Couldn't do it. Wants me to visit. I said, listen.
Food is not very good in England.
I've heard that. I thought that was France.
But French food is very good.
See, I thought French food was terrible. That's what everybody says.
Yeah, it's the finest cuisine in the world, other than Italian, which is the finest of everything.
I did.
Oh, French food is very good. Their pastries are unbelievable. Portions are not big.
Portions aren't big in
But their
anywhere in Europe.
sauciers and their sauces are unbelievable.
I'll take a croissant.
Croissant.
A little butter on.
No, the food is not good in England. Although they do make a good Yorkshire pudding. And beef Wellington, but that's about it. It's over. And the apartments are very small.
See, the whole beans on toast thing, I can't.
The whole tea thing I can't take.
Yeah, I don't like tea.
No, I like tea. I just can't have tea every day.
See, I just don't like tea, so I'm out.
You like crumpets?
I don't even know what a crumpet is.
Tea and crumpets.
I know. I've heard it. I still don't know what a crumpet is. It was a cookie?
You should listen, if you're going to talk about England in that manner, and saying there's going to be an NFL team because instead of hot dogs, they're going to be selling tea and crumpets. Instead of Budweiser and hot dogs, you're going to get tea and crumpets.
Well, I guess the crowds won't be as rowdy. Actually, no, they go crazy for football.
They have a good sense of humor. No, football is a whole different sport. That's soccer.
I know.
They
So
end up
that's what I
killing
said.
goals
I
and
said
stuff.
football.
All right, we're starting to get a little silly here. All right. You have my picks. I stand by them. I think it's going to be an interesting week. I don't think it's really going to heat up until next week.
Correct.
Yes. You got a lot of good teams going against each other. And our Super Bowl hopes, I wouldn't say prediction, hopes. And I'd be satisfied if Detroit played the Bills. And I think they're two teams that have played the hardest all year long, other than Cincinnati.
Correct.
Yes. And I think Darnold took a hell of a beating last week. And a lot of drop balls in that game, too. I mean, I can't understand if they beat up the quarterback when the receiver's dropping the balls. They must hate him.
He didn't give him good enough Christmas presents.
Maybe that'll happen. All right. Good luck. We'll see you next week. And if what I did comes out with the juice real good, I think we're way ahead for the season. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah, I would certainly.
Sorry about the slow start. I shouldn't have read the comments, and I should have just fired from the hip like I always do after I come out with my line and put it in and not listen to comments. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, yes.
And we'll see you next week. Good luck.